Well. Are we live here, folks? Are we live? I need to make sure. Are we fucking live? So while we get there, while we make sure, I want to just give you this little intro there.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I
Please
just
welcome
want
Tom
to start
Dummany.
a flame in your
You all know that I'm
heart.
here, and your
In
white
my
privileges are
heart, I
going to save
have
you
but
tonight, okay, guys?
one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim.
Any government is to monopolize as much violence as possible in order for it to inflict it on as many citizens as possible.
I've been on this weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules, exactly how they are written.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame.
You're watching the Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
Welcome, one and all, folks, to the K.O.E Nation. Now it is official, folks. How are we all doing this evening? This is another post-Danabo stream, just me kind of enjoying life and getting to know all y'all beautiful people. It was quite a stream, quite a few topics. They were touching on the perennial Democrat favorite of January 6th. And then there was also some pretty fun topics there. Me and Maddie Cakes, we got into it. There was some contention-ness, I think you could say, without any ambiguity. It got a little contentious there for a bit, but it was all in good fun. So folks, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. So I did get to promote myself a little bit on this show. It was a good time. And also, like it says right here, Big Bucket Empire, help us grow our community. Send this to a friend, like the page, or send stars to help us continue creating great content. And West J. Ryan says, happy Life Day. I know, Life Day, right? I mean, just the amazing stuff. So we will see. And actually, strange that you're here, West J. Ryan. I was planning on a little later playing a video that dropped on Big Buckin' Empire, folks. It's one that you really need to check out. But I will give you a preview right here as to everything that's going to be dropping. But yes, folks, if you are not subscribed to bam, right there, Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube, you're really missing out, folks. You're missing out on some of the best stuff. And actually, it's stuff that I'm going to show you right now. And we'll get into that a little bit. But first, the panel. I just wanted to touch on that. Everybody on it was really good. CTV was a little too fast on the mutes. He muted me and then forgot about it at one point. So I had to message Geek and say, can you unmute me? What the fuck? But also CTV, basically, he was just a little too mute happy. And so I don't know. I'll have to keep that in mind for future panels if I'm going to hop on or not. But other than that, yeah, I'd say I pretty much defended my positions quite well. There was me and Matty Cakes got into it, and I noticed my dad always had a good piece of wisdom, is you can always tell who's a liberal, and that's someone who won't give a straight answer to a direct question. And so when I was asking, so do you think the people who stormed the Senate Hart Office building in 2019, do you think that they should have been charged with anything? Do you think will you call upon them right now to be rounded up and charged just like the January 6th folks? Like I was trying to see, well, okay, let's see. Now, if the shoe's on the other foot, is that something that you will actually hold to? Stephen Alexander Martinez, she was irritating. It was less than optimal. I will say that. That was I was trying to sell it just to try to add some ambiance and funniness to it, but sarcasm is not her strong suit. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. She's she tried a couple of times, but it didn't quite land. But other than that, when we started getting down to the brass tacks of things, I'd say we did okay. But that was that part of the panel. And then when we got to the socialism part, we were talking about Hassan. And is it bad that he buys the car? And everybody made the memes. I said, he's a lot like a lefty version of a fucking televangelist preacher. He's actually he's like a Pokemon. He's the final form of socialism because he takes money from rubes and then just showers himself with luxuries. So I tuned out. Well, now, Steven, you realize you robbed yourself of precious seconds of exposure to Phil K.O.E., which I don't know. You might need to consult your doctor. I mean, that could cause, severe issues down the road. So you might need to revisit it. I don't know. The Hassan topic was kind of funny, but at the same time it really wasn't, because I didn't fucking even know he bought a car. I didn't know what the fuck the topic was even about, and then I listened to somebody else's opening statement and was like, oh, okay, it's a Hassan guy. And so I said, well, yeah, he's basically a televangelist preacher who uses leftism, and you give him money as a form of leftist penance. It's actually kind of brilliant. Like, give me your money and you will be absolved of your sins against the people's revolution and your concessions to capitalism. Give me money and you can be absolved of your sin of getting that Starbucks, of buying that new iPhone, of getting that new computer, of buying that car, of getting that new wardrobe, of getting that new designer piece of clothing. It's a pretty good grift, I gotta say. In 2022, it's going to work about as well as the televangelist preachers worked in the 1980s and early 1990s. So so that was my meme, is that he was Pokemon. He was the final form of socialism, but we will see. But now, so that's Hassan. He's not nearly as important as the guy that we're ultimately going to talk about here in a little bit. And that is the one and only Joe Rogan. And I fucking made a bold prediction here. And I want to know what all y'all think on this. So in this one, now granted, full disclosure, me, Tony, and Chicken had just got done reviewing 20 whiskeys in different matchups in the rye whiskey tournament. 20. Yeah. 20 of them. Yeah. Now that's out of the way. It was quite something. And then we got into political debate. And I think it really was really something. And this you can find at Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook. But I'm going to also show it here for all of you beautiful people, because this is content that you really need to see.
Joe Rogan will not be on Spotify 6 months from today because the establishment cannot tolerate it.
Why are you so in favor of the establishment canceling Joe
Rogan? I'm trying to get the word out, but it's going to happen.
Like you are.
Oh, yeah, I'm so fucking happy about it. No, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Telling you that fucking there's going to be a war because the consequences of what's going on in World War II is not fucking
because it's impossible, Rev Pod.
To fucking happen so badly. I'm trying to warn people. I'm trying to push them out of the way of the bus. It's going to happen. It's going to hit them.
Look at that.
All right.
Guy.
Okay.
And now,
folks, we're going to get it.
But I will say, Rev Pod goes, Phil K.O.E. fears the impossible whopper. Well, that's because it's in the name. It's impossible. I mean, what else can you say? I think I made my point. Eloquent.
Into it. Welcome to whatever the fuck this is. I don't know if this is a bonus show, if this is just a fuck off show, or we'll see how the conversation goes. But Phil, okay, Phil will get you on camera here. There. Phil.
Oh God.
No, he's gone. He's gone now. God damn it. Anyway. We're gonna kick off the conversation tonight with like what is actually happening with Joe. God damn it, Phil! He's gonna fall out of the chair though. It's gonna be amazing.
Shut up.
What is actually happening with Rogan behind the scenes? How long is this gonna last? What do you take of this? We're getting social media interactions right now of how other people are taking this. You know, like the people that don't watch it. We like beyond that, we all know those people and what this is. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
To me, unfortunately, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before Joe gets canceled. It doesn't really matter, and I don't want him to.
Is he cancelable?
Notice
No,
hang on one second.
Cancel.
Notice how many times I say I do not want Joe Rogan to be canceled. Okay, that's the first one. Keep track with me, folks, because it's going to be relevant later.
Okay, the president of the United States was silenced on election night. And you're saying, is the guy who smokes weed and talks about MMA, can they shut him down? Like, yeah, I'm sorry, that's going to happen.
The Republican president was cancelable.
Yes.
Difference. Big difference.
Joe Rogan has gone against the official narrative. He's gone against what the powers that be want. He will be crushed. Like can you give me an example of someone who has gone against the official narrative to the extent that Joe Rogan has, who has not been crushed yet?
My only problem with it is they took so long to do it and he became so powerful. So like what it's not going to be
all the bigger example when they chop him down. Everybody else will get the fucking message.
So is it going to be harder to chop down Joe Rogan than everybody else?
Yes.
No more than it was the president of the United States.
Oh, that was easy.
And Joe will be equally easy. Gone from Spotify, gone from YouTube, gone from Twitter. In a day, he could be canceled.
Different fucking personalities. Joe Rogan, sympathetic, intelligent,
I don't want him
well-spoken. Like
That's twice.
Once open dialect.
Keep that in mind, folks.
Donald
I've said
Trump,
that twice. I
that's
don't want
not
Joe
even
Rogan
remotely
canceled.
Close. That's not a good comparison to Joe Rogan.
You're right. It's a better one because one was the leader of the free world, and one was the guy that just runs a podcast that happens to say things people don't like. He's a lot more easy. Like, I'm sorry, guys. If you think that, oh, Joe, you just can't get him, there's nobody that can't be.
This is me, the live K.O.E. This is the real Slim Shady here, but this was actually recorded just last night. So this isn't even 24 hours old. This is we were recording this at about 2 a.m. So Yep. But yeah, this was over at the chicken coop in Iowa. Me and Tony went over to Chicken's house in Iowa, and we recorded a bunch of rye whiskey reviews and matchups. We reviewed 20 different whiskeys by the time it was all said and done. And I'm still standing, mofos. It was quite the time. And then after that, we started political yelling at each other. And this is when I made some pretty bold predictions, but I want to know what all y'all think of this. I'm thinking... Now, I want to also keep in mind, I've said twice now that I don't want Joe Rogan canceled.
They found Joe Rogan's old N-bomb tapes, and they're now running that, and now suddenly 70, 80 of his fucking episodes are gone. And so they're going to slow drip. They're going to slow drip, and it's going to be 120, then 150, then 260, then 340, then 1,000 episodes are gone. Nope. And then basically all you're getting is maybe the live Joe Rogan experience.
70 episodes. And
it had to. It really had to.
Leading them back on the Spotify.
No, they
haven't.
Okay. Yeah, let me know when the Stefan Molyneux episode gets back on Spotify.
Remember when a bunch of episodes
it will never fucking happen.
Right when he launched on Spotify, and then he's like, no, listen, it's fine. Like, this company doesn't give a fuck because this is based in America. This is not an American company, so it's not like they're out here siding with one side over the other.
So they have no restrictions of the First Amendment or freedom of speech, so that just makes it easier. I'm sorry, like, guys, I don't want Joe Rogan to go. I do not, but he is just as easy. Like the
third time,
you can't take Joe Rogan down. I'm sorry, it's absurd. It's quite easy to take anybody down the minute they go against the fucking.
Joe Rogan was out there fisting my grandma against her will while high on fucking opioids.
I don't know what he was getting at.
Yeah,
with that.
Okay, that's a different.
That story's coming down the pike soon. The N-bomb tape I thought was going to be the peak, but no, they're gonna have to take him out. So some sort of controversy.
Joe Rogan didn't do anything that the sitting president hasn't done.
Trust you me, within 6 months, some sort of controversy is going to come down to try and take down Joe Rogan. You can take it to the fucking bank.
It's going to be a me. There's going to be a Me Too.
So I've said it 3 times.
Like, that's the only thing that still works.
3 times already.
Look at Cuomo. Like, Me Too's the only. Look at CNN. Me Too's the only thing that still fucking seems to work.
Tony, hi, Tony. I get what you're getting at, but the thing that, like,
killing fucking grandma and putting people in nursing homes with COVID, like, that didn't cancel people. But
in order for the establishment to, at this point, maintain its fucking paper thin veneer that it's fucking got over society, people like Joe Rogan cannot be tolerated. Open discussion cannot be had. People cannot have a free and open exchange of ideas. What was that?
He said clip that
this
out.
part out and take you out of context.
Okay.
Like they did to Joe Rogan. Here's the thing. Joe Rogan's got enough money.
Well, it's a
owns his own
fucking
platform
damn
to do
fine
this,
conversation, so
you
I
can't
want it to
Okay.
be
cancel
on.
the guy. Doesn't matter.
That worked great for Parler.
Good for them. That's different. Oh yeah, Parler and Joe Rogan. Give me a break.
Parler had more money behind it.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Did
Look
it?
up the fucking investors. They were billionaires, and they
Yeah.
still got fucking taken down. So I'm sorry. This idea that Joe
What?
just can't and he's fucking invincible
Hey,
and
Phil.
uncancelable,
Hey, Phil.
it's lies.
Hey, calm down.
It's
Calm
lies,
down.
audience.
Calm down, Phil. What was the big draw to Parler?
It was an alternative. And because of that,
I don't
it
know
got
what he
taken
thought he
down,
was
Tony.
doing
Oh,
with
that's
that.
It got taken down because
Or
it was an alternative to the
What would
mainstream
you rather
narrative.
do? Join
I know that is terrible.
Join an
Clap for the
alternate-
end of fucking free speech,
join
the
an
end of free
alternative-
discourse.
Facebook that's terrible to use because the
There's an
interface
alternative to
is
Twitter.
awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say Twitter.
Okay. Whatever.
So yeah, if
Social
you were
media.
wanting an alternative to
You
Facebook, Parler
fucking-
was not
you
going to be the
fucking-
one.
You fucking
Alright.
boomer.
Look
Yeah.
into it.
You're like, oh yeah, it's fucking Facebook, fucking
Yeah, it's an
alternative.
So
alternative
an
to Twitter.
alternative social media platform with literally nobody on it but all the supposed racist people, or the most
Plenty of
popular,
right-winger people
or
run
the
it. They got
most
taken down
popular-
from the
Hey,
Apple
Phil,
Store, and you
had
couldn't
your
use it.
chance. You had your
Couldn't
chance.
use it.
You had your chance. Or the most
Well, say
popular
something.
When he's tried to do
podcaster
that,
in
it's
the-
like,
I'm trying, but
okay,
you won't
now
shut
it's
up.
on.
Or the most
You have yet
popular
to do so.
podcaster in the fucking world that you think is just about to go off the fucking rails and be
Yeah, the N-bomb tape. That's why he's like,
Okay.
oh, God, I'm so sorry. Please, please don't cancel me. Please, please, please.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
it
dude.
got
Like,
fucking
if you think that-
contentious.
He knew it was.
But yeah, I mean, it's your fine. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
sorry. Like, I keep coming back to it. If you think that the fucking biggest podcaster in the world is somehow safer than the president of the United fucking States, I'm sorry. That is delusion. That is pure
Joe Rogan's
delusion.
Tony
more
G.
Democrat than Donald Trump. So yeah,
Hang on one second. We're gonna pause that here for a second. Gitter doing really well. Tony G says, according to Tony G, you're trying to compare Parler to Joe Rogan, a podcast to a brand new social media platform. It's apples and candy cigarettes. Nice phrase there. Heather's going, wow, you're mad. When we get to the drunk, like for some reason, me, Tony, and Chicken get in the same room when we start talking politics, the volume goes up. Like we're all, don't worry, Heather, it's all good. Me and Tony rode back from Iowa the next, the day after this, and we're just talking shite the whole way, and it was a good time. But, when we get together and start, and also Heather, I haven't told, but yeah, we had reviewed 20 whiskeys that night. So we were 20 different whiskey samples deep. So, what is your IP? Says Banna is sitting president. No one is safe. Tony G goes, I almost left him twice, but it was not because of this. It's because after this, I made him watch the Star Wars holiday special. Yeah, and I recorded his reaction to it. So that's really the reason he almost left me. It had no relation to this political debate, though.
default, he is more safe.
Not anymore. He's going
Yeah, sure
against
he
the official fucking narrative. Remember a year and a half ago? Oh, God, he's so good for having Andrew Yang on his show. Great for him having Bernie on his show. God, this guy's so great letting people out. Oh, my God, he had people who defy the official narrative fucking cancel him to hell.
So what's your
and he'll
actual
be gone.
prediction? Or are you just like spitball?
I've already said my prediction.
let's hear
Within
it.
6 months, there will be some sort of controversy to take out Joe Rogan.
And then he'll be done.
He will not be on
And he'll
Spotify.
never be
Guaranteed. Take it to the fucking bank. Joe Rogan will not be on Spotify within 6 months of today.
I don't disagree with Phil's take. I think it's gonna take some
Tony, I'll bet you $500 right now.
Oh God.
$500 right now. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm willing to.
I was
500
being
bucks
kind of
right
a drunk dick right
There you
there.
go,
I'll
folks.
be
No,
honest.
no, camera back here. There you go, folks. He's not
I don't
taking
need
the
to
bet.
bet
There you
money
go.
on a fucking
He
trivial
does
thing.
not have the strength of his convictions to actually back his words with action. Me, on the other hand, I do. Joe Rogan will not be on Spotify 6 months from today because the establishment cannot tolerate it.
Why are you so in favor of the establishment canceling Joe Rogan?
I'm trying
Oh, there we go. And note the shift in tactics right there, folks. That is what's known as a pivot. He had to shift tactics when the previous one wasn't working. And now I had said in this previous 8 minutes, 3 different times, I don't want Joe Rogan to be canceled. 3 different times in this conversation, I'd said this. And yet now Tony's asking, why do you want Joe Rogan to be canceled? So just something that was a picadillo that's been, when I saw the video, I was like, wait a minute. I said a bunch of times, Tony G says, no, I don't believe I ever said that Joe was untouchable. I think he's just as vulnerable as anybody else, honestly. What is your IP says, hope Joe joins InfoWars and Alex Jones. That would be pretty funny. Tony G goes, August 2nd. And the fake bet wasn't a tactic shift. No, that was actually like, all right, let's see how much you're willing to objectively measure this analysis of yours. Because to me, I was like, all right, I'm willing to fucking put something down on this. And so that was my thought process at the time. Alcohol and anger and politic fueled as it may have been, or maybe even valid if you're in your own personal opinion. That one was, no, like that was my thought process. Like, okay, are we willing to fucking draw a line where we can actually see, where we can actually measure? And, I was quite livid on that one.
The word out, but it's going to happen.
Like you are.
Oh, yeah, I'm so fucking happy about it. No, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Telling you that fucking there's going to be a war because the consequences of what's going on in World War II is not fucking like, oh, I want World War II to fucking happen so badly. I'm trying to warn people. I'm trying to push them out of the way of the bus that's going to happen. That's going to hit them. But
okay, the way that I think you can kind of piece that together, but what I was saying is I don't want this to happen, but I'm also like somebody that's saying in the lead up to a war, hey, there's going to be a war that happens. I don't want this to happen, but it looks like a war is coming. And then the war comes. Everyone's like, why did you want the war? I didn't. I said it's probably going to come. And oh no, Tony, if you would have shook my hand, I would have fucking had the $500 ready. That was one of those like, but hey, bet's a bet. I've won and lost, bigger bets than $500. Well, actually, I haven't lost any $500 bet in my life. But anyways, that's a different issue. Tony G, I'm well familiar with Phil bets and how open to interpretation. No, it was like in 6 months from today. It was just regardless of how it happened. And you were the one who wanted to add those little caveats of, well, we can't allow new information to be the reasons. Like, okay, that's a little open to interpretation. Now look at my face there. Ugh. Let me tell you something about politics, motherfucker.
People like normies just aren't going to listen.
I'm just
Joe
saying.
Rogan will just be there forever. It'll all be good.
He just dropped the normie bomb on you, Tony.
It'll always be the way I want it to be. It'll never change.
When I don't just go with everyody says, it's now we're name calling.
Whatever. Like hiding
Anyway,
that 70s
Joe
show.
Rogan,
Man, when the wagons come over the hill, man.
Nobody's untouchable.
I was about to say, you're the one that was cutting me off. Like, you had your chance. Like, so, I mean, sorry. It's
All I want to do is finish a sentence.
If you can't,
I haven't even.
Don't stay in the kitchen.
No, you.
Oh.
Anyway.
I'm getting
okay. So my deal,
getting a little
Tony
heated.
specifically.
This is fun.
So I agree with Phil to an extent because I
There's
like
my
right away.
fan
I was
going
like, they
thumbs
put
up.
the bubble on. The bubble's step one.
Yeah.
And we all know where it goes from there. And
Yeah.
then now 71 episodes. Now it sounds like Joe was kind of part of deciding those 71 episodes because it was the N-bomb
Yeah, 'cause I knew
episodes.
it was on there.
And like, yeah. So he's canceling himself now. So if you're going to self-censor to that extent and Spotify's going to put this bubble on, like, where's it stop now? As soon as you give up an inch, we know what happens.
Sure.
And today's internet, that's the real world. The internet,
give an inch, they take a mile.
yeah,
we
the
also have
internet
very
is the
attention
real
span.
world now.
That's a phrase
The
my
internet
mom
is
always
the
used to
real
say.
world. The attention span is zero. Nobody fucking pays attention.
They'll
They
find
don't
somebody
watch.
else.
They won't watch a
When Joe's
fucking
gone in
10.
6 months
Sure.
They won't watch a 10-minute clip.
Tony's getting irritated too, I can tell.
of Joe Rogan.
Like, we're bitching about 3
Well,
hour
we knew
long.
They wouldn't watch the
Wait,
3-hour podcast.
Yeah, we know they're not watching a 3-hour podcast, but they won't even watch a 10-minute apology video where he
Probably didn't watch
explains
the 5
shit.
minutes.
No, exactly. So, like, this is the internet world we're in now. Phil's right. They're
They're not
going.
gonna watch 15-second
They're
TikToks.
no. They're gonna convince as soon as they convince fucking regular everyday moms that Joe Rogan's a racist fucking weirdo. It's over. It's over, and Spotify's done. As soon as the stock drops, Spotify's done, and they'll drop him. They'll pay him the $100 million, and he can go wherever he wants to go. But he
That
will
doesn't mean
be
he's
off of
canceled, then.
Spotify. No, he's
Well,
well,
he's canceled.
dude. That's gonna be
Ow,
big
dude.
fucking news when this
Dude,
happens.
That's like saying somebody getting kicked off YouTube isn't being canceled.
There's
We all
not
recognize
100
that as
other
being
fucking
canceled.
Audio platforms.
So Tony, what's your rebuttal? to like I was trying not to yell like Phil. Phil's
you.
very aggressive right now. I don't think he's
What?
necessarily wrong though. Like, so what's
No.
your stance on this?
Now, I'd like a little audience feedback. If you think I think I'm going a little hard in the paint here. But I don't think my argument is in essence wrong here. I think I'm going about it a very aggressive way, and I like the arguments I'm making, but even upon further reflection, there's times I don't think I was even representing myself very well. Just now, granted, hey, we were drinking, have yourselves a good time, but it is what it is. I'm really going to suck in a few years when the U.S. dollar no longer world currency. Tony G, chicken is all too eager for Spotify to die. Apple guy, LOL. Oh, Tony's the ulterior motives. Tony also says, you aggressive? No, you know, I'm just a box of fluffy doves. I mean, I'm just as tender and warm as a puppy's belly and just the most harmless, lovable little fuzzball you could ever find. I don't know how anybody could even find any objection to me at all.
If something comes out, if we're going to keep building on this, like if they are going to hone in on him and focus on him solely until he is dead in the ground and he's completely fucking shut down, sure, that is an absolute possibility. I personally don't see it going that way, though. I just don't, because I think he's smart enough to the point where he's done this for enough time over the years. He kind of has a general idea of what he's talked about over the years and how his views have changed over the years. And people do love somebody who licks their fucking boots when they start saying you shouldn't have fucking done that. So if he does it hard enough,
oh. What is your IP? Only seen one person put hand in face. Just saying. You know, I do think that was kind of like a beginning where all right, now we're escalating. And I think it was right after that where I started getting a little escalated. I got you there. What is your IP? I do see that. Because he did like, nope, shut up. And so, interesting. The K.O.E. Nations has my back at all times, and that's why I love you, K.O.E. Nation. I love you so fucking great. It's awesome. The K.O.E. Nation's the best goddamn fan base in all God's creation.
And he conforms and he kind of sells his morals, they'll let him stick around. Is he going to be the same Joe Rogan after that? No.
Absolutely not.
But
it's already changing.
He's already self-censored.
Cross the battle line. What is your IP
Malone
says?
ever again?
Yes.
Alex Jones?
No, I don't think he will.
Oh no,
already self-censoring. Do you think he'll have that Dr. Malone ever again?
Yes.
No, I don't think he will.
You heard it here. Tony thinks Dr. Malone's going to be back on Joe Rogan.
I think he could have him on. I think he could have Neil Young
No,
on.
he can't.
I think he could have fucking Alex
You
Jones
cannot
on.
have Dr. Malone on.
I don't
like
care.
So
okay, we got some more. Tony G goes, I've earned that right. Thank you. I've listened to this argument for 30 years. Yeah, Tony and I have had we've been friends since grade school. But but I do get what IP is saying is like after that hand did get in my face, I did kind of become a dick after that. But it was what it was. Heather goes, this is great. I need some popcorn to watch the fight. I've got 20 on Phil. Oh, well, we've already got the bets rolling in, folks. This is good action. Good action.
So
when was the last time Alex Jones was on the show? When was the last time Alex Jones was on the show?
No,
like 6 months ago.
Say,
okay,
like within the last year.
Chicken and Tony.
Yeah.
Now, hang on.
Spotify,
they're saying it was like 6 months ago.
Been on
they were making the mistake
and then
of
he
the Tim
jumped
Pool.
on Tim Pool show with Alex Jones.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
they
anyway,
thought that was Rogan's show.
God damn it! What was I just about to fucking like?
And I looked that up because I was like, I
goddamn
don't fucking
point
believe
the
that.
Dr. Malone and
So
the
I
self-censoring.
pulled out my
He's not going to
phone.
have him back on
Ever.
So it's already happening to where like it's gonna get at a certain point, if this keeps happening, the guests are going to be less appealing. They're going to be less credible.
Wow, Heather.
Like it doesn't mean the show.
Well,
won't
I'm
be
coming out hot
watching.
in the beginning. It's
Like
kind of hard not
if
to
he just
tell.
bullshits with fucking Joey Diaz and some of his comic friends. Yeah, I'll still watch his shit. I'll still listen to it. It'll be great.
The appeal.
The
has
last
always
time
been
Alex Jones was on Joe Rogan was October 27th, 2020, guys. So,
well, he was on Tim Pool with Alex
Yeah,
Jones.
he was
like
yeah.
that's not the
fucking-
Joe Rogan show.
I know it's not, but whatever. It
So
is.
yeah, Alex isn't going to be back on.
And probably one of the comments of the night. What is your IP? Joe can't have them back on. NWO will not okay it. New World Order. Fucking yeah, I was talking about WCW in the previous panel too. But so Heather's got 20 on me. Tony's saddened by that, and we've got the New World Order. Yep, it's a weird time to be alive, isn't it, folks? Ever.
Okay. The appeal's always been the thought-provoking conversations that aren't exactly adhering to the social norms, which we understand. And yes, this is going to be a growing period. And now that he's become the focal point of the woke, I feel like this too shall pass. I don't know. I'm not.
Okay, I know what my point was now.
$500.
No,
because he can come out tomorrow and say, "I raped grandma."
No.
This will not pass. The left does not forgive, nor does it forget.
No,
ever.
because okay, this is like betting. Okay, well, let's bet money right now that a boxer gets KO'd on the next boxing pay-per-view.
I'm like,
Probably
that
what's
gambling
the match?
light goes on over my head.
What are the odds?
I'm saying any match on the entire.
Oh, we're
card.
not talking. Oh, okay, that's like we were getting into regular gambling here. It's like, oh well, what's the odds here? What match are we talking about here? But no.
I still think from the get-go.
I was also trying
the
to
Joe
break up
Rogan
the
fan
tension
that
just a
watches
little
all the
bit.
time knows he's already
But I
addressed
also
all the
wanted to
shit that's in
gamble.
the media. He's already addressed this with his
And
fans.
he's handled
And-
it as well as you could.
yeah, and
I
like
was about to say, I was wanting to break the tension there a little bit, but also, as you could probably tell from my previous bet, I was apparently in a gambling mode.
he's called himself out on all this stuff
Yeah.
several times in the past, and like, yeah, trying to avoid to cancel himself. The mistake I think he made was coming out doing it. Like the first video wasn't an apology; it was
No.
more of a just addressing it and
Status
talking
symbol.
about it. I think he should have come out Conor McGregor style and go, "I want to come out here and apologize for absolutely fucking nothing," like, and just fucking like just scorched earth. Fuck you all. I'm gonna do my show. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna talk to who I want. If you think there's bad shit in these conversations, maybe you should watch the fucking show. And then maybe you should come on my show.
Yeah.
Like, he should have scorched earth. He didn't. He backed off.
It's just
Now he's
never
ready to
been-
self-censor.
It's never been.
So
him.
this makes me wonder, like, what's he doing long term? Like, Spotify's his boss. Like, was this in his contract that he's got to listen to Spotify when it comes to that? I think he would have been
No, I
smarter.
think he generally wants to stick around. I think he's generally happy with his situation. I don't.
Fuck
think,
that.
I think
He should have Conor McGregor this whole fucking thing.
Oh, well, yeah, and if,
I'll
if it was me or
apologize for
you-
absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, and if it was
and
me
just
or you
fucking
in the situation,
launch
we could
that
say
shit.
what we would have done, but we didn't. My thing is,
Am I wrong? Would that not have been fucking?
oh, it'd
That
been
would have been
great.
beautiful.
And then he would have been
he would have
canceled
been
in 2
off-
months.
late that night or early the next morning.
Yeah.
My thing is,
I would've
with
loved
what
it.
you're trying to predict in the 6-month time frame. The difference is, given the information that we have now and what they are focused on right now, the allegations right now, the things that he's done in the past or said in the past, what they are focusing on right now. No, based off of that information, the videos in question, the podcasts in question, no, that is not going to get him canceled in the next 6 months. But if they
him
have,
not bending the knee.
if
will.
they have enough of a hard on for him that they continue to fabricate things, take things out of context, or they dig
will.
up something awful that he has done,
They will.
has he actually done it, or is this a fabrication? Is this a precursor?
Everybody's got something.
Who
Everybody's
cares?
horrible.
It's a distinction without a
Everybody in the
difference.
world
The
is a
end effect
horrible
is the
fucking
same whether
person.
it's real or fabricated.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, the information that we have right now that they are focused on, that will not get him canceled in the next 6 months. Something else could come along. Something else could come along. And
What,
if they
7
keep
months then?
dogpiling
It
on
will.
it, no,
Is
in
it
the
7
next
months? Is
6
it 8 months? Is it
I
12
don't-
months?
I don't
Like,
see it
it's
going
gonna happen.
Oh, if it was 6 months and 1 day, Tony would still declare victory. It's like it was not within 6 months. God damn
That
it!
doesn't
Like,
sound at all like a Phil K.O.E. victory. He wouldn't do that.
well, I mean,
No,
only when I'm proved absolutely right yet again. I mean, like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want this to happen. It would be very unfortunate.
4
I
times.
really enjoy Joe Rogan's content, but he has gone against the powers that be. They cannot suffer. The crown will not be mocked.
And what they have on him right now is not going to get him canceled in the next 6 months. It's going to take something else. They're going to have to keep digging, and they'll keep trying.
Yeah,
And if
they'll
he
just
comes
keep
up clean on the other side,
canceling
and
more
you can
events. You
clearly
can't go to
tell
more and more
that
things.
it's a complete fabrication or it's complete out of context.
Just like
bullshit.
J.K. Rowling, they let it all under the bridge. It all just there's no problems anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just let it all go.
In the next,
I had to
6 months,
look
it's
up
not gonna be-
who's the Harry Potter author. Who's that? I had to
Given
look
what they
it
have
up.
now.
I'm sorry.
Now, if tomorrow
I'm
something
questioning-
It's one of those, like,
else
right
comes
now,
Now,
out,
I
keep
can
in mind,
tell
he
you.
wouldn't take the bet though.
because I don't know what's going to come out next. If he's been
Oh, yet I'm fucking goddamn
I'm
sure he's going
trying
to be
to
gone.
explain my position, but you just want to focus on one thing. That's fine. Again, I'll say it very
Well, it
clearly, black
crystallizes
and
the
white.
positions.
I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. If he comes out and
I do.
it's discovered that he was
Damn it, I'm being a
Jeffrey
Is
dick.
Epstein
Spotify going to
fucking
be a thing in
partner-
6 months?
Yes. If it comes
To
out that
some
Jeffrey
extent.
Epstein and Joe Rogan were flying
You
people
can still
together,
go to myspace.com.
then yes, that's something.
Tony G says chicken wants it to happen a little too much. Sweaty laughy emoji. I don't know. I think chicken's just like waiting to see if you and I like just start like wrestling. Like, God damn it, let me do like I think that was really more what he was wondering if that was gonna happen. Like, no, you don't know shit about politics. No, you don't know shit about politics. No, you don't know shit. And so yes, Brendan and Tiberius D, when you do eventually make it to Castle K.O.E., similar experiences will happen. It'll be fun. It will be fun. And yeah, there's no mute button. It's just everybody in the room just yelling at each other, and it's fucking beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
That's going to get him canceled. That's a difference. But if it's the same information that we have today, no, he's not going to be canceled. It's pretty black and white. It's pretty down to earth. It's pretty honest, but you want to elaborate.
Well, what
that's
I'm
fine.
saying is more
I
information
know
will
what you're
come out,
saying.
whether it's real or not, whether it's complete fabrication or whether it's truth.
That's fine. You
They're
can
still
predict
going
that.
to use it as truth
That's
regardless to take him down. And that's why he will not be there in 6 months.
Okay.
That's why I am predicting this.
That's fine.
And I'm putting myself out there because I have the bravery to do that, folks.
Good for you.
So-
I'm just saying, on
Be
the
brave.
The
information we
guts,
have
the
today, he's not
machismo.
getting canceled.
Tony,
The
I am
intestinal
stunningly brave.
fortitude.
How could you even disagree with me?
You certainly are.
Thank you.
So awesome.
So we've
We've come to consensus.
we've
Phil
come-
K.O.E. is stunning and brave.
okay. So how this whole thing unfolded, we're like no matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is, are you trying that,
I
Templeton?
was about to.
No matter what the outcome of Joe Rogan is, what do you think the first mistake was, Phil?
Joe Rogan's first
I
mistake.
got this answer wrong at
Um,
first, but I
getting into
eventually
comedy.
fucking nailed it.
Really on news radio, but no.
Hey, that launched his career.
Yeah. His first mistake. Now, are we talking in relation to COVID or not knocking out Carlos Mencia, or like what do we?
Relation to the current situation.
Okay,
What was the one catalyst that caused all of this that he should have taken into consideration?
Well, what happened is
That
it's
was
kind of
what
a basic
caused it all,
thing.
huh? Cody Rhodes.
What we've been
neck
hearing for the
tattoo.
last year and a half: trust
Yeah.
the science.
Yep.
The science is settled. The scientists agree.
Yep.
Well, here's a scientist that doesn't agree. Censor scientist. All the scientists magically agree. Joe Rogan had people on that were not supposed to get their word out to the general public. Dr. Malone being another one, and then there was another doctor with his name started with an M, I think. But I can't remember the other one. So his big mistake.
What's your IP claims they can do a good Hank Hill voice? Bobby, let me tell you something about propane. I don't just sell propane. I also sell propane accessories. I do love making impressions, but folks, definitely go check out if you get a chance. This is the channel that I'm using this from, youtube.com, Big Buckin. Definitely go check them out if you get the chance, or just type in Big Buckin Empire into the searchy engine, but make it look like that, Big Buckin Empire, and then you'll find us. But yeah, Hank Hill, a man of the century, or a man for our times. There we go.
Unfortunately, is he's now accused of telling no lies.
Also, this one. Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's mistake. Is he's accused of telling
Tony?
no lies. Was my
What do you
first
think it is?
response. Wasn't
Well-
quite satisfied with it though.
basically everything changed.
But yeah,
in
check
her
out Linktree dash
like,
Big Buck, and it takes
they
you to
found
all the
formula
links that
that
have anything to
works,
do with
they
me,
found the
Tony, or
right
Chicken.
level of fear, and they found the right level of panic to
Who's they?
the woke.
Okay.
They found the right formula to not only make other people feel guilty, feel afraid, but be able to physically shame, censor, and shut people up and help get them arrested in some cases. Like, we finally found the right
Yeah.
formula for
Australia.
Take children away.
yeah. This was bad timing for somebody who's thought provoking, who doesn't just subscribe to the social norms, whether it be on the left or the right, when it comes to media in general.
It's kind of funny. What is your IP with a pretty good one? Government and media been lying for years. That is okay, but Joe lies. Holy shit. And we're not even quite sure. Like, it's one of those things, like, it's just a matter of proportion. Like, it's just a guy that's fucking podcasting in his fucking house in Texas. Leave him the fuck alone. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. But he's speaking out against the official narrative, and he's getting listened to. And he's even got to be consciously aware of the fact that a part of the reason he's getting the attention he's getting is because he is going against the narrative that we're all forced to comply with. It's one of those, like, even on the panel, like, people were talking about the 2020 election, and like, there's like, well, yeah, because you're not allowed to speak anything else. Like there was Scott Adams had a great line where it used to be the restriction to free speech was you could not shout fire in a crowded theater. But Twitter has also now added that you cannot question an election after it's certified. And a part of me wanted to try to pivot to the 2000 election during that panel, see if anybody would take the bait, because I've noticed lefties talk like Trumpers about the 2020 debate. Lefties talk about the 2000 election in the same way. It's all this giant conspiracy with these tiny little, like, it's kind of really weird. On the internet. It does, but it's actually cash. It actually, yeah, it's Johnny
Joe
Cash.
Rogan's always been that figurehead that's like, no, yeah, whatever NBC or Fox is saying, no, let's actually have a conversation and be honest about it. We don't like honesty now. We hate honesty. So anybody trying to be honest, yeah, they're going to try to shut them the fuck up. Because you can go on NBC, you can go on CBS, you can go on ABC, you can go on Fox News, and you can spit your rhetoric. Because nobody's taking any of that seriously. Nobody cares anymore. Because if they're watching it on the regular, they're deemed a terrorist or a fucking lunatic. And if you're watching the other program, well, it's a little radical for my taste as a free-thinking liberal, but, you know, I'm still going to spit out everything they just
What
said.
an oxymoron that is.
Yeah, so anybody who questions anything again in 2020, it got so convoluted with all the information coming out on a day-to-day basis that somebody like Joe Rogan, who's a health freak, who loves to question what the news is pushing out, who loves not a conspiracy theory. Well, yes, he loves a conspiracy theory, but even a semi one.
Allegedly.
Well, maybe they aren't giving us all the information. Maybe it wasn't his first step in the wrong direction. He was just kind of already in that mold. So eventually this was going to try to trample him. Like, this has been a long time coming. And they finally found something that stuck. They finally found a tape of him saying the N-word. They finally found a way to say, hey, these people that you've had on,
We have leverage over you
surprisingly,
now.
it wasn't
Yeah.
Alex Jones. Who would have thought? They found actual credentialed doctors. And they're
Right.
It wasn't Alex.
it
that
wasn't
took him
Alex
down.
Jones. Who would have thought? That would have been my fucking, yeah.
Now, I believe it or not, Chicken, I'm actually going to agree with Tony here a little bit. I know, hard to believe. But what Tony's getting at, it was a quote from George Orwell. In an empire of lies, telling the truth can be a revolutionary act.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's where Joe Rogan unfortunately finds himself, is he is
unintentionally
doing a revolutionary, because I don't think Joe Rogan ever set out in this life like, hey guys, let's fucking completely overturn the system,
Right.
and let's just
No.
like put myself at
That's-
tremendous personal peril, and let's like, I don't think that was ever anything he wanted.
I think we're on the same track here.
Joe
But
Rogan
I
was an entity
think-
before COVID.
Yeah. And I think where the line crossed that set him down this path was having Sanjay Gupta on when he was having this little battle with CNN
I'm having a neck
over the
crack thing being
doctored
told.
video.
I know.
You
I
made
know.
us look
I
stupid.
should.
Joe
It's a
Rogan
bad
did
habit,
this
it's a dirty
doctored
habit.
video thing. Like he got so upset
You're right,
about
IP.
it.
It's a dirty
and
habit.
talked about it several times on the show, and then he challenged them, and then they fought back, and there was they even did this fact check bullshit of like, well, we went frame by frame and saw no evidence of video doctoring. I'm like, bitch, I went frame by frame too watching it, and they're like, that was not the same video, like you doctored it. But like it was
You're
like
canceled.
the veil was fucking pulled back. Everybody got to see what was really going on. And then he invites Sanjay
I
Gupta
just snap my fingers like, I got it.
Just eviscerates him down to it.
And now it's
eviscerates him,
characters.
and then you
I
got
don't
to
know what
see
that is.
you got to see inside the monster. You got to see inside the beast. Sanjay Gupta flat out said he has never had a 3-hour conversation with anybody in his life. That to me was
What
the
the
most
fuck?
eye-opening fucking part
Duly
of
noted.
that entire
And he's a
conversation.
fucking journalist?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was so fucking
Yeah, when I heard like Sanjay Gupta say, I've never had a 3-hour conversation with anyone before, I was, what? Oh, so you're one of those journalists, and I got cut off, but the thought I was going to say is he's one of those journalists that doesn't really do any actual journalism work. He just kind of reads government reports, just kind of re-reports on what other people are saying, and sounds like he doesn't really do a lot of actual factual work in any of his journalism, if you will. It doesn't sound like he puts a whole lot of rigor into it. So that was less than optimal, was that particular conversation.
eye-opening to Americans that were like, what?
Wow.
Sanjay
When
Gupta?
you defend
doesn't-
the character,
So he's one of those
one of
journalists
the
that
media giants like CNN, in the way that Joe Rogan did, honestly,
Yeah.
openly, like you said, pulled the veil back, but did it in a way that wasn't
And
even
respectfully.
insulting. Respectfully, exactly. It wasn't even insulting. It erased.
And what they
a
do,
narrative.
what they do the next day on CNN, they fucking
Scorched
grabbed
earth.
Sanjay and fucking made him repent his sins in front of fucking every goddamn anchor all day long. Guess who you haven't seen on CNN for a while?
Sanjay.
Yeah.
Now, chicken,
Weird.
like it just hit me when you mentioned that Sanjay thing. It's
Here
like,
it
okay,
is.
now I have the exact.
They fucking
Moment.
damaged.
No,
They
It-
damaged the biggest goods they had
it
right now.
came before that, the exact moment that Joe Rogan kind of fucked himself, and it's going to lead to his eventual cancellation, is because of this one moment. And why was Sanjay Gupta on Joe Rogan's show? Do you remember?
It was
Because Joe Rogan did the hey,
video. yeah.
TikTok and Spotify. I just took ivermectin and I don't know, did like sit-ups and something, and like had some other like drug that you can't fucking afford at all. I took it all, beat COVID in like 3 fucking days. It's pretty fucking awesome. All right, later, YouTube. Him posting that
Yep.
was what fucked him. That was the moment he decided, I'm going to go against
The kitchen sink.
he said, I'm not going to get the vax and I'm going to go a different way. And boy,
He
howdy,
picked
you
his
guys
side,
have
yep.
seen how people who want to go their own way have been treated in this society over the last 2 years.
Viciously.
Yes. I mean, they're like you at home have been told that your own freedom, your own privacy, your own bodily autonomy is somehow selfish. And there have been many of your own friends, many of your own family that have believed it. Now, how could you not give in? There's disease, plague, famine, war, destruction, economic collapse on all sides. You gave in to your greatest fears. I get it. It happened to all of us. But now we're finally getting through the end of this thing, and we need to start taking our freedoms back. Because guess what, folks? The government, they will never fucking forget the fact that all they had to do was put out a news report and they could control every sporting event, every school, every restaurant table, and every fucking business in the entire
every
country
church.
on their fucking say-so. The fact that they discovered that they have that kind of power, you can guarantee the likelihood of them trying to use it again is pretty much 100%.
Yep.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. What is your IP? The blowback from this. Look at gun and ammo sales. I have actually used that in some side conversations before, that gun and ammo sales are fucking through the roof at the moment. So something to just duly note there. But all righty. Let's see what's going on. Let's finish this one out. I'm liking where it's going.
Once you seize that type of power, you never
No,
never-
nobody ever relinquishes anything that
No.
they're given
No.
in terms of power. And at this point,
Thank you, George Washington.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
it's at
the
this
only
point-
one to not want it.
This is why
Happily give it up.
after 2 years, the restrictions and the mask mandates, and now we're seeing vaccine demands.
Be
rising.
specific with the type of mask, Tony.
We're talking N95s, not just cloths, because we can't discriminate. And some people are afraid of cloth masks because it's scary.
I really hope Phil falls over.
It's a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, like I fell over at the beginning of all this, and Chicken was like, "God damn it, why wasn't I recording?" Because it was like perfect, like comedy fall.
I wasn't even the one going like, why wasn't I
Yeah, I fell off the chair by accident. It was one of those rolling chairs, and the wheels just rolled right out from under me. Was your IP? Each quarter smashes each sale record. Yeah, gun sales are. They've always been a popular item here in the States, but they are a lot more popular now.
recording Phil on the ground is like, were you recording that? It's like-
So, but yes, folks. So I think we've gotten a little bit more kumbaya from all of this from the beginning. At first, there was all this, division and derision, and by the end, everyone was like, Phil, you're absolutely right. We agree with you
I'm
entirely.
glad that you finally came around. Thank you. Phil.
Yes. I mean, Phil. I mean, I'm always
Phil
right
came
on
around,
everything.
yes.
Well, I
Eventually
only
he
had to
gets
convince myself of anything because I am the most intellectually rigorous man on the
That's
internet.
rude. Thank
And
you
my
for agreeing.
internet is, and my mission is pretty simple. I will stop the KOE Nation when every single person on the internet agrees with me. I'm getting closer.
So yeah, that's gonna happen soon.
Any minute now.
Any day,
Oh God, yes.
maybe in 6 months.
Well, I mean, oh well.
Tony's getting a little angry. What could I say?
When you see that I am proven correct, folks, you will want to come back here and subscribe to KOE Nation and Big Buck and Empire on YouTube to get even more KOE content so you can see this beautiful mug give you even more proper and correct, and you can take them to the bank predictions.
Love it. Good conversation, fellas. Yeah, it was a good little segment. I guess we can just cut it out there. Any last words for the folks, and then we can go on to the next topic. Tony,
Cum dumpster.
love it. Just the most.
Cum.
Yeah, I was just gonna mute Tony for a few seconds because Tony will do that if he thinks he.
Folks, we are at a very, very interesting crossroads in our.
This has happened a couple of times when we have debates that Tony doesn't like. At the end, he'll just like start doing that to try and make the footage unusable. It's like, Tony, don't do that. Tony goes, yep, my noise level remains the same decibel. Rumble and Gitter are taking off accordingly. So what is your IP? Now, Tony, I get what you're saying there, but at the same time, like, to me, these are topics worth getting passionate about. These are the things that will define our time and define our era and will define how future generations either look up to us or judge us harshly. So these are, yes, I do think, like, to be at sometimes informed, agitated, unhappy with, and sometimes even angered by the way that these things go, I think is perfectly rational. You are passionate. I was in. I don't know about that. We both had our battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong, but it was a fucking great time.
Our society and in our world, you have to decide for yourself. Is there anybody that you would like to have decide for you?
I always
got to
use
for you
this
to
hitch in
read, what is
speech
fit
whenever
for
I
you to
can.
know, what is fit for you to hear. Is there anybody that you would like to have decide for you whether or not you're allowed to hear something that you might need to hear, folks? This is terribly important in the last few bits of time that you have left. Make best with the moments that you have left before the fucking final hammer comes down. Have a good one.
A+.
No, love the conversation, love the discussion. I kind of lean towards Phil on a lot of this. This isn't
I'm pretty
necessarily
awesome.
the time
I mean, there's a
for
reason.
vigilantism or anything crazy like that, but you gotta have a certain point where you go,
I am pretty awesome.
oh,
What can I
this
say?
person does not have your best interest at heart. They don't want to listen. They're not going to be persuaded, and they just want to burn it all down. So, yeah, quit playing around with these people. Stop. It's not worth it.
You're giving away what's most precious in your society, and worst yet, you are praising the people that want to take it away from you. Do what
Yes.
you can with the time you have left. God bless.
Don't humor the wrong people.
Cheers, folks. Good night.
Oh, that was a fucking fun time. That was a really, really, really fun time. And I think, what the hell? I'm going to bring this one up because this one's just funny. Oh my God. This one is M&Ms aren't sexy anymore from last week's show. This is just pretty fucking funny from the Big Buckin' Empire. IP, ever need someone to fall back on, use the U.S. Constitution. That's what made our country great in the first place. America went to shit after our government stopped following. Yeah, it's kind of what it's kind of you're kind of right. I mean, once we started not living up to our values at like in our modern era, that's the beginning of the decline. Wes J. Ryan, you had better hit that thumbs up by now. I mean, my God, if you have not, if you're not subscribed to Big Buckin' Empire on Facebook, and like also this big link tree right here, just go there. It's right here. It's the biggest type that's on the screen right now. That is actually the link to everything, to Big Buckin' Empire, to Tony the Rod 2.0 on TikTok, to K.O.E Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. That is your gateway to all within the K.O.E Nation and the Big Buckin' Empire, folks. And that's also a way to get to Dad's Worldwide, Yanked Up Podcasts, all these amazing channels, folks. Right here in the right here part, just go to right there. That's the best way to just get all of us. EU, Facebook, CIA software, stalker wall. It's one of those things. Unfortunately, like if you get really deep into it, like DARPA has a back door into everything. So it's it's like basically using your technology is kind of like, are you getting pulled over by the police that day? Like that's really unfortunately where we're at. Like I wish it was not the case, but I would love to hear an argument to the otherwise. And I'm not saying it's right. I am not. But there's it's something that I often encounter is an is-ought dichotomy. I'm not sure if this is David Hume's is-ought dichotomy, but it's one that I encounter. Because I'm sure if I were to take it to somebody, they'd be like, that's not David Hume's is-ought dichotomy. But like it's one that I've encountered anyways, is you got a lot of people that will go on about how the world ought to be, but will get all kinds of just fucking offended when you point out how the world is. So that's something that I get a lot, and I know that's not a very good way of putting it, maybe, but it's just the idea of like, all right, the is-ought dichotomy. You're gonna bellyache about how the world ought to be, yet you're also gonna bellyache when I fucking try to point out how the world is. And I've had that happen on Twitch panels before, when I was talking about like the fact that privately owned nuclear weapons are a reality, and I was like, yeah, it's is-ought. Like, what do you want? Like, we could say how the world ought to be, but it's the way the world is. There's some fucking somebody out there that has private nukes. Fuck, I don't know who, but somebody. They've been for sale for a while. What is your IP? Not on Facebook. It's 2020. That is like using dial-up today. God damn, brutal. I mean, that is where all the boomers go. And I always joke I'm the millennial boomer, but also I got friends on Facebook, and like, yeah, it's just I got reasons for it now. I didn't have it 2 years ago, but now I do, and I just find myself on it more than I would enjoy. And I post nothing, but like I'm part of some meme groups, and those are fucking awesome. So that's what. So like that's one of those. I gotta check the memes. Oh, that's a spicy one. Oh, that's a good one. So. Yeah, Facebook's kind of my meme page. But other than that, you're gonna like this one. You get my beautiful, gorgeous singing. Happy to be a millennial boomer. Yeah, I kind of am. I need a lot of help with technology, but there's plenty of folks that know a lot about technology. It's kind of an awesome thing. But yeah, this is just fucking great. M&Ms aren't sexy.
Big fucking empire. Only podcast for you.
I had to make this up on the fly. I had no idea I was going to sing.
Empire. The only podcast to listen to while you screw.
Baby, that's hot.
Big fucking empire. Only podcast you need to know.
That shit's free, baby.
We're about to kick it up a
Big
notch and get
fucking
real
empire.
Dalton Carter, all butt chuck, run outside and shoot a flamethrower or some shit for 50.
Be the seeds that you need to sow.
Only 15,000.
Big fucking
Actually,
empire.
it'd be more impressive if he does the butt chug, shoots the flamethrower, and then uses the butt chug to put out the flamethrower.
Chicken drinking whiskey out of mud.
No, it's beer.
Big
Drinking
fucking
beer.
empire. We're trying to get Dalton Carter to do a butt chug.
Anyway, you heathens, whether it's for
Yeah, we were having a little bit too much fun. I did that one time. I was on with Tom and K Fellows, and I was all right. I'm going to use Chris Farley to do my impression of every Republican in regards to Bill Barr. For the love of God, arrest someone! Jesus! Like, yeah, that was yeah. So you're right. I probably could get away with that.
Valentine's Day or for fucking fun, share this with your heathen friends on Facebook or fucking wherever else you are. That's the only way we grow these days. If you're having fun like we are, hit that share button. Tell your friends, fuck you. Watch this show, and we will offend them. They'll subscribe, and then they'll unsubscribe. And you know what?
Like,
I
oh my
count,
God,
I count more people that
funny.
unsubscribe than actually subscribe. I'm losing slowly, but it is fun.
Nice.
It's fun. We'll get like 8 people subscribe, and then within like 5 days, like 4 of them disappear. They're like, nah, never mind. That's not what I thought it was.
Now, I just got to say, like, I was just kind of put on the spot there. That's the first time I've ever in my life been just told, sing, court jester. And I just did. And just made it up. Like,
Fucking empire. That's, dude, that might make the intros here.
oh, God damn it.
I
God
love
damn
that.
it.
That's pretty hot, man.
So
I still got I got a
I was
half
just
jug
making
right
that
now.
shit up like, shit. What's the
You're
fuck
hot.
rhymes with
Feel
no?
these
God
nipples.
damn it. Gotta come up with a rhyme here for no? God damn it. All right. Seeds you sow. Okay, I'm a farmer.
All
I
right.
can think
We're going to Alpine Lager.
Ooh.
Jumping on down the line here.
I'll be honest, I'm a little skeptical of
Jumping
that one.
on down the
Anything
line.
green, I'm always skeptical.
Yeah,
Unless it's
Yank, you're right. It's been
unless I can smoke it.
It's been very intense tonight. You're right. Should we continue with the sexiest of the sexy?
Fucking
And
empire.
should we talk about another
I just
sexy
make that
story?
shit
Because
up on the
I think
fly.
Chicken's got a couple of really
Yeah.
hot stories.
I do. I got
Spicy even.
I got some fuckable stories here.
Ooh.
All right.
Mm.
Jesus
Only
Christ.
relive tension so many times.
Just take
Justin's really bothered right now.
He is hot and
hot-
bothered.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Here we go. M&M's go woke. Chocolate Giant will trade green M&M characters stilettos for sneakers and end her rivalry with brown M&M in order to reflect a more dynamic, progressive world.
Wait. Hang on. So what you're telling me is the sexy green and brown M&Ms are going to go butch and start dating each other.
Yeah. So you can see her here.
This is also sexy.
You can see her here.
Right. Yeah.
She's just not wearing the high heels.
Wait, hang on. No. The original's at the bottom, right? Yeah.
Yep. So the
Okay.
brown one still got heels. They're not stilettos. The green one got rid of the heels completely and is wearing sneakers.
Well, you can't even tell that that's supposed to be. Well, I guess that's the point.
My favorite take on this was Kyle Kalinske. He was like, okay, people that are upset about this, I want to fuck the candy.
Yes. Yes.
How dare you take away the want that I have to want to fuck my candy?
Exactly.
Like, I'm kind of reminded of the Lola Bunny debate here that we had, and I remember I was on a panel and I said, like,
she's a they now.
I don't care what
Yes.
side you fall on this. Like, bunny tits or like Candy's sexiness is a really
Yes.
weird hill to die on, regardless of what side you take.
Yes.
It's just like
I'm
I don't know,
still
like
about Lola Bunny losing those sexy ass curves that I fell in love with as a youth. Okay.
Oh my God.
Lola Bunny created the furry culture. As
The
we know it
backlash
today.
was a little
Unfortunately, that's
weird.
true.
It, like, I'll be honest, the backlash kind of like, whoa,
It was
what the fuck?
passionate,
Like,
Phil.
like,
It was passionate.
like there's people like, yeah, this is kind of a weird thing. We're changing the look for a new century. And then you had some people like, you give me those big rabbit fucking titties right goddamn now, goddamn. Like, what the fuck?
I want that big badass Lola Bunny booty and the. I feel like I'm going.
What
too
is your
in-depth.
IP? Yeah, when I eat Yeah, a candy, little I bit,
Uh,
think
but-
other people.
But
are
also
racist.
with
this,
like,
it's
that's-
like, what the like?
Look,
I would
now,
love,
this reminds me-
love to be
what a
in
weird
on,
world
in on
we
this
live in.
meeting.
This
That
is,
they
oh
decided
yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
That's where I want to get to. But so
Oh
this
my God.
reminds me. You remember when eBay tried to change the color scheme, like years and years ago? This has been widely studied to where like people had an outrage. They went from like
Oh,
was
yeah,
it
it
yellow?
sucked.
They went from yellow to white or white to yellow. I can't remember.
I
But like
remember.
people fucking lost their shit. And so they
Just quit
switched it.
buying on eBay for a while until they switched it back. So I was
Yeah,
one of the
they-
people
so
that helped with that.
They switched it back, but then what they did is they slowly over time every week just changed the shade back to what they wanted it to be until nobody noticed. So like why couldn't they just slowly shrink the stilettos to shoes? Why did they have to announce it? Nobody would have noticed. It like because honestly, most people that don't know what the story's about, you look at these two pictures and you're like, show me what the differences are. And most people will be like, on the top one, the brown one looks like a little bit more upset. The like orange one looks a little crazier. Like
I actually, guys, I got I got a bug inside the pitch meeting room of this actual M&M controversy.
Really?
Phil, you said you would have liked to have been a fly on the wall in that meeting, right?
now
I
I'm
got it.
curious.
Yes. Oh,
got
we
it.
got an exclusive.
I got it.
Who's got ideas for the M&M rebrand? Americana. We switched to red, white, and blue. Eat them in the wrong order and you're just celebrating France, Greg. Dawn, you're late. We make the M&Ms solvable. What did you say? I said we make the M&Ms.
I'm gonna just because I don't think we own that audio, and I was like, guys, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do that myself because that's what I do. Because I know Tony's gonna just keep playing this clip, and I'm like, I don't think we own the audio to that, guys. And I'm fucking just like,
To join the Mile High.
yep, it's still going. So I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. To quote Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, Tony's still going on about this. We need to make the M&M sexy sketch. And I
Break his leg trying to lick the ceiling fan to completion. He's
okay. Jesus, I think it's actually worse that I check in and out of it. It's actually not like, oh my god. All right, how far does this go to? Like, it's unfortunate because I bet it's funny, but that's why you need to go to Big Bucking because they're willing to take that
M&M?
risk.
No, I don't. See, there we go. That's because we're putting him down like a fucking dog. You're just live broadcast in real time. Dawn, I'm drawing
Oh my lord, I don't even know
2
what
words. Super Bowl halftime show. Oh my god, it's
Super Bowl have.
It's perfect. Who's ready to make some fucking money?
Damn
Thanks
it.
for the
That is, I do remember it now.
As much
Jesus.
as I hate to
Thank
say,
you. Thank you to Carter Hambley of TikTok for that. It was fucking amazing.
I hate to say this, but if they legitimately like at the
well,
Super
where
Bowl
were you
halftime
35
show
seconds
commercial
ago, T? Jesus God.
killed one of the M&Ms, it would still be being talked about today. Like it would be like one of the
Like
biggest
if they did
cultural
like
events.
a Kenny on South Park to the orange M&M.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
actually they just killed him on live television. And it's like he's dead now. We're
Tony,
just
is
That's
gonna
why she kills.
Tony, is that night driving? Is that the sexy sounds?
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh,
Oh,
like me some
hello.
green M&M.
Where'd it go? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
green like jade, baby.
Sure to get down, good lord. Baby got 'em moving all over town. Strictly bitch, she don't play around. Never much bounds, got game by the pound. Getting green is a forte, each and every day. Brown don't fucking play. Can't
Tony,
get
you're a
sneakers on her
dick.
feet.
But I did make
Motherfucking
you watch the
skeet,
Star Wars
skeet.
audio special.
I don't
Nice.
know.
I
Well
don't know.
done.
I
Well
don't know.
done.
That was good enough.
So I
Good
guess
enough.
I deserved that.
This is
one.
happening.
I don't know.
folks.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm looking at these like wait, they are.
No!
They are.
Oh, we're gonna do this.
Oh.
It's rare Mrs. Brown and I get to spend time together. That's so beautiful.
Motherfucker. They did it. They
You
you crazy sons
motherfuckers.
of bitches.
They
you
haven't
did it.
openly said that they are, but you know what the fan base.
Oh, that
it's
was
like
from
what the
2015.
oh god damn. Okay, then yeah, they're no, but yeah, you know what the
Yeah.
fan base does to almost every show now. It's like so.
I mean,
Yep. So
Yeah,
we'll
this
see
is
what
your
happens.
Gen Z character.
Wow.
oh my god. Wait, oh my god. That go back out. Look at this thing. Yeah. For some reason, I'm more offended by the size comparison chart of the M&Ms not being cartoon characters. For some reason, this pisses me off more than anything I've seen.
I'm just
I don't
want to know
why.
which one's the peanut butter M&M. Like if you like
that
I'm-
would be the
Probably
blue
the.
one. No,
Is
the
it?
blue one. It's the blue one.
Think so?
Yep, the yellow's the peanut. Yellow's the peanut.
Yeah, yellow's definitely peanut. This is a mini.
Mini.
That's your
clearly.
dark chocolate.
Yes.
Because what
yes.
else would it be? I
Red's
thought
obviously
this
the
would be.
standard.
I thought this would be the peanut butter.
I was thinking that'd be a crispy. I could be wrong.
Hmm.
They still make the crispy.
This is a weird shape. That would be the crispy.
I think that's the peanut butter. They're usually oblongish.
Tell us what you
Because-
think in the chat, folks.
Yes. Which one? Like this is the most important question. Which one is the peanut butter M&M? Which one?
Green is the
crispy?
fun size because you can
Peanut butter M&Ms
fit them up
are
your.
fucking life. On side note though, the strawberry nut limited release M&Ms, fucking fire. It's true. It's fucking true, man.
To me, it's kind of like if you guys have seen, I think it's a College Humor video where the guy goes, or maybe it's a Cracked video where the guy goes, "Guys, quit making new Oreos. We've already made the perfect cookie. We could just stop working hard. This place is a like excuse to print money." And then like this guy comes like, "Dude, we've been working on this brand new ad campaign. Why work at all? You work at Oreo. Why even make new Oreos? Everybody buys them." And so I just thought, like, when I see the new
Yeah.
M&Ms, I kind of
They'd already struck gold, and then they made double stuff. And like at that point, they could have stopped.
I was about to say, it's like, guys, 110 years ago, we made the perfect cookie.
There's
get it.
never enough money to extract over dumb shit that nobody cares about.
Exactly. And you know,
Brings us
wanna-
to our next story.
hang on. Before we move on, yes, leave things alone. Sometimes
Oh, by the
it's
way, did
better
you
left
see
alone.
Tucker Carlson's fucking take on this?
No.
It was awful because he was like so offended that they weren't going to be fuckable anymore. Back to my original point. Like it was
Well,
so
it's-
like, I was like, Tucker, you've been so good for so long. And now you're like upset over nothing. Like who fucking cares about the M&Ms? And Tucker was like, Oh, they're trying to like sell you mediocrity now. You don't get to have sexy M&Ms anymore. They're gonna dole them down into nothingness. And I'm like, I kind of get the point, but I was like,
I
cares.
feel like that was meant to be satirical, but Tucker didn't get the memo.
Okay, now the meme makes
Hey,
a lot more sense.
hang on.
Where
Get the sexy music ready.
All right, hold on.
Hit it.
I'm getting there. There you go.
Oh yeah, naked M&Ms.
We don't even need anybody to talk. We just play.
After a long, hard day of shilling them M&Ms, there's nothing more sexy than taking a dip in a natural spring, emitting that hot ass.
Hot ass.
It's getting steamy, baby.
This is what I'm talking about. Maybe Tucker Carlson was onto something here. If you take away our sexy M&Ms, and we can't have this, come on.
True.
Well, now the meme that I sent you guys makes a lot more sense. Where it was that Office Space, where you know what? If you won the lottery, what would you do? And then it cuts to a picture of Tucker Carlson, 2 green M&Ms at the same time.
All right. Marry, fuck, kill. Red, yellow, blue M&Ms. Go.
Oh. Red, yellow, and blue?
Yep, red, yellow, and blue.
Why is it those?
Because I'm not giving you guys an easy out and picking green and brown, okay?
Like, why can't they be included?
Because it's marry, fuck, kill.
You
Not
fascist.
marry, fuck, reach around, drive out into the middle of a desert.
All right, so what are our choices again? What are our choices?
Because, like, yeah, it would obviously the fuck and marry would be the green and the browns in whatever order you want to pick. And then the kill would just be what's your least favorite M&M, which for me, it's the peanut M&Ms. I love peanut butter M&Ms, hate peanut M&Ms. So as much as I love him as an animated character, yellow M&M, you got to go.
Really?
Yep. I love him as a character,
hot sauce
but I
come into play
fucking
with
hate
this
peanut M&Ms.
Possibly,
Look,
Dalton. You
okay,
can't
here's
rule
the
it out.
thing.
I can't rule it out.
I used to hate peanut M&Ms myself, but
I
you
love
know,
peanut M&Ms.
the older I get, that's how I gauge maturity in myself. Like eventually, I'm like, you know, these ain't so fucking bad.
I
And
want
now,
almond.
Now
I want almond M&Ms.
Oh my god, I love almond M&Ms. Oh my god, the candy bar, the M&M candy bar with almonds, to die for.
So what are our color choices? It was
we're
red,
going with
blue,
red,
and
yellow, and blue. And I'm not putting orange in there because orange is an easy out.
I would marry yellow, fuck red, kill blue.
You know,
blue's fucking stupid. Red would be a lot of fun, but I think yellow's pretty stable.
You know what? I'm gonna fuck yellow because he's not very bright. All right, he's just
he's not, but he's stable.
Right, fine. He probably knows a thing or two. So fuck yellow. I'm gonna marry blue. I think he, you know, social status and all. He's probably gonna have the most long term benefits. Red's a dick, so I'll kill red.
Red's the most long-standing part of this franchise, so yeah, you'd have to marry Red just because the divorce settlement would be no, the divorce settlement would be incredible. So yeah, you marry Red because he's gonna get pissed at you. You know, yanked up. Not everybody's perfect.
Fucking right. Cashews, almonds, peanuts themselves.
Yeah,
good stuff.
No, just kidding.
God.
now everybody's gonna hear that like that. Just
God damn it!
He's like, oh god damn it! Here we go.
Thank you, StreamYard.
Thank you, StreamYard, for putting shitty music in here for us to play.
Oh, it's less shitty now. I'm loving it.
I know.
So we got like a 14-minute segment out of the M&Ms. I just want you to
somehow.
I love it. This is gonna be a great. This is a great.
I was about to say we got
put this on Facebook tomorrow or Pornhub.
Or Pornhub, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, that happened. That was an awful fun time. Now I'm just gonna go check something here, folks, because I just love all you beautiful people. This is something that's a little different. I'll probably play this again later as well, but this was a poem. It was one of my poems of the week, and very thought-provoking stuff. That's all I'm going to say. I live here in Nebraska, and this was written by a woman who lives here in Nebraska, and I just got a feeling like our experiences are so similar, yet divided by time, if that makes sense. So here is the poem of the week. How we doing there, folks? Thought it's time for another poem of the week. This time we're going once again from Poetry of Nebraska, from Nancy G. Westerfield. Once again, great poet, great poet. This is called Going Somewhere in Nebraska. Sounds like she was kind of from pretty close to my neck of the woods. With the widow in galoshes getting on the Greyhound in Aurora, who has lost her husband just last Christmas, and now, passing the muddy acres of her brother's combed curves of corn, comments on needing dry weather soon to move the combines in. A year ago, his wife died, but his son lives 2 farms on. The rain declines beyond the misted safety glass still to give in. The wet and endless green edging the road is measured by mile signs, steadily diminishing the distance east. While widowhood waxes scriptural, quoting the Psalms to our somewhat comfort, the river of God is full of water, she recites. There shall be a heap of corn in the earth high upon the hills. They of the city shall flourish like the grass, the city that should raise a head like Zion, built upon the plains in cubits of gold, is nowhere to be seen. Nothing but skyline. Nothing capitoline of sower on this dome, who slings instead of seed this sloth of downpour. So what is sown over Nebraska is the steady rain drummed to the psalmist, promise of somewhere a gathering of good grain, a gathering in again of all who should go shouldering the sheaves of sorrow, singing a harvest king. Nancy G. Westerfield, Going Somewhere in Nebraska. Excellent, excellent poem. There's a poem you'd like me to read, or if you'd like me to read your poem, please let me know. But yes, that was this poem of the week from Poetry of Nebraska. God bless. Travel well.
Smooth itself out. Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive. El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So that was a really fun one, folks. But, honestly, just the way I'm feeling at the moment, I'm probably going to wrap it up here for the moment, and I'm going to play one more poem by Nancy G. Westerfield as the way that we're going to end this show, folks. So, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the KOE Nation for this post-Danabo stream. It has been a pleasure to see you folks, and I hope to find all of you back here at the KOE Nation happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless every last one of you. Raise a glass to yourselves of whatever you're enjoying, folks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us, and I cannot wait for you to be back here for the next KOE Nation. How we doing, all y'all? It's another poem of the week. This time I'm reading once again from Poetry of Nebraska from the Nebraska English Journal from my grandmother's book collection. This one's by Nancy G. Westerfield, The Prairie Towns. Seen with the traveler's eye that strays, from the riveted to the prairie roads they rise, like dust from the lowly horizon of early evening, their own eyes blinking orange for gas, green for eateries, amber for houses. A lace of little lights weaving through the trees. Above them, their standard bearers, the bright bulb of water tower like a balloon on a steel string. The courthouse dome and its flag, the scalloped wall of grain elevators, plastered pink by the falling sun. Day going dissolves the rusty fields. The horizon has humbled itself until its dust is invisible. The crossed eyes of headlights rivet the road, and only a single cyclopean glow over the prairie's brow omens another town. There you go, folks. Another Nebraska poet. This has been your poem of the week. There's a poem you'd like me to read. If you'd like me to read your poem, if there's just something that you'd like me to read, let me know. I'd be more than happy to, folks. Please, if there's one, put it in the comments. If not, thanks for being here. This has been our poem of the week. God bless. Travel well. Catch you around, folks.
Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive.